What's up, SNDL traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Also, the channel that was created by a retail investor for retail investors and home to the best MJ community. Today is Tuesday. It's October 1st, brand new month, brand new quarter. Hope you're well. And in this video, we're going to take a look at SNDL. We'll bring up the chart. We'll see what we have lying ahead. Unfortunately, it looks like a little bit more pain on the stock price before we start to see some massive rebound in price, and I think we're going to see some serious momentum here into the end of the year. But before we get to it, as always, make sure to smash the like, subscribe. If you're new, you can tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say. Also, you can follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And full disclosure, I do own SNDL in my portfolio. And speaking of SNDL, I went to Value Buds today. I got an email. You probably got one too if you're on their mailing list. Recently, they just sent out the Toonie Tuesday deal. And I was curious. They didn't really give any details. They said, come on in store and find out. But essentially, it's just one product, I think, every Tuesday that they offer for $2. So I never tried these gummies before. They're the Versus gummies. And I also picked up a couple Molo limes. Look how cheap this is as well. You got to love Alberta, Edmonton specifically, but 2 Molos for $9.94, $4.97 each. And then here's the deal here. So I got the Versus Sour Orange Kiwi, the Sour Pear White Grape, and Sour Razzleberry. So they're all 10 milligrams as well, each unit. And they're normally $4.47, and they were on for $2. So pretty good deal overall. And I think there's 5 gummies total. So 5 gummies, 2 milligrams each for a total of 10 in each pack. If you're in a place if you're in an area where there's Value Buds, you can go check it out as well and see I'm not sure if all the stores do that. Maybe let me know if you're listening to this and you stop at a different Value Buds. I stopped at the one on 104 and 112 Street here in Edmonton. So let me know if you were at a different one and what the deal is, if it's the same or if it's something else. I'd be curious to know. But haven't tried these yet. I've got a fantasy hockey draft tonight, so I'll be indulging into a couple of these. I'll keep everybody posted, but love to see it. And they recently took ownership of Value Buds with the deal with Nova MJ. So overall, you're seeing a lot of SNDL products in the store. It's pretty much all Palmetto, aside from like some of the beverages, but there's still a ton of their beverages in there as well. But it's an interesting dynamic because there's no other real producers in Canada that are doing retail. If you look at Tokyo Smoke, so Canopy get out of that, and there's no other real. I don't think there's any other LP that's doing retail, like out of the major ones anyway. And then you got your High Tides of the world that are only retail, and it's essentially the king of retail. And then, you got your SNDLs of the world, right? That are they're vertical. So they control the operation from seed to sale. So the fact that they're into alcohol retail as well, they're very differentiated. So I do think that SNDL and then Sunstream in the US, and there's so many things they're looking to get, EU GMP certified. I think their Atholville facility that they acquired from Zenobus. So I think they're going to be announcing some sort of news with regards to the German market at some point, maybe some expansion there as well. I think that's going to be, we're going to see tons of companies continue to ramp up expansion and capacity in that market because it's on track to see Pillar 2 and for-profit commercial sales. So overall, SNDL has a great value proposition long-term, and I think it makes a lot of sense to have it in a well-diversified portfolio. So we're looking here at the monthly time frame. We're getting extremely tight. So we have multiple monthly inside bars. You can make the case that it's 3 in a row. Back in the month of July, the low was 187, and then we dipped to 184 in August. So not much of follow through there. So we're essentially on 3 monthly inside bars in a row, which means we're just tightening up in this range. And we're more than likely going to see a break soon. And you could draw, which I already did. Actually, you can see here, we're breaking out of it now. So if we break down bearish out of this monthly support at 194, that's going to be a bad sign. We could see downside from there. So like I said, it's not looking good with the whole sector down almost double digits today. Some names, we have the tensions in the Middle East mounting. There's so many things like S&P 500 at all-time highs. We're not set up that well if there was a sizable correction, and in my opinion, it'd just be healthy on the S&P. But there's no telling, how much lower we're going to go from here. I still think, the S&P 500 is super bullish into the end of the year. I think we could see one more healthy pullback, and then there's a monthly bull flag on SPY, which is targeting about 620. So that'd be lots of tailwinds on the sector. And then historically Q4, going into the elections, October, they call it Uptober for a reason. And into the elections is typically a great time for markets and risk on appetite, right? So I think we could see a little bit more downside here in the short term, but over the next couple of months, I think we're going to be extremely bullish. So you can see here, we are closing. If we use the real candle bodies here, we are starting to close outside of that pattern. Mind you, this is the weekly candle and we still have 2 days, 22 hours left. So, at this point we could save it, but we're expecting a break here any week now. So we're probably going to break down, in my opinion, because we do have an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross lining up here on the weekly time frame as well. That's generally not a good sign. You can see whenever the shorter term, the yellow, the 12 period is below the longer term, in this case the white, the 26 period. When they cross, the shorter term below the longer term, they cross, that's bullish. Price go up. When it crosses bearish, that's bad. You can see here cross bearish and price absolutely cratered. Then we had a bull cross, massive upside, bear cross, downside, bull cross, and now another potential bear cross. So it's not looking too hot at the moment. On the daily time frame, we closed at the low of the day today, so not good at all. We have support there at 198 and then nothing until 194. And if we take a look at the weekly time frame here, we're back below the 10-week moving average. We just had a stochastic bear cross. The MACD is still bearish. Oh man, it's not looking too hot at all. The only glimmer of hope here is that the 50 and the 100 weekly are close to crossing, but that can take weeks before we see the result of that, right? If it's a bull cross, it could take weeks for us to see some decent upside momentum because it's such a long-term time frame. And then same thing on the flip side, right? If it crosses bearish, well, look how much downside we had. So this time around, I think it's going to be a sustained rally. I think we're going to see a face ripper of a rally. I think we will get back to our 200 weekly there around $4.15, but probably not until 2025 at some point. And then the daily time frame, we just got knocked back down. Yesterday, we hit the 100-day moving average, got over the 50, and then closed back below. And now today, closing at the low of the day, not looking great. We have the 200-day moving average there at 188, and we have the 50 weekly at 181. So there seems to be a lot of support in that 180 area. But not looking great here with a potential death cross lining up. Look what just happened to MSOS ETF. It just had a death cross, and then we saw multiple lower lows after that. So again, I wish I could come on here and tell you that SNDL was, all bullish, all 10 out of 10 indicators, patterns, signals are bullish, but that's just wouldn't be the case. I'd be lying. So don't hate the messenger. I'm just relaying what the charts are saying. And right now it's not looking too hot here on the short to medium term, but longer term, from a monthly perspective, we should bottom out over the next couple of weeks, in my opinion, and then we should start our ascent. And then things will get pretty nutty, I think, into the end of 2024 and into the beginning of 2025. There was some news out today where congressional leaders, so the exact article was top congressional Democrats push DEA to swiftly reschedule MJ and continue to assess full legalization. And there was a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland, DEA Administrator Ann Milgram, and they continue to basically push the fact that we should look at potentially descheduling it. And if you look at what happened in the US with the rescheduling comment period, that was a lot of what people were advocating for, was to deschedule it, right? We had over 90% that were in favor of rescheduling, but a lot of people said, that's not enough. That's great, but that's not enough. We need to ultimately, the end goal is get to descheduling, right? Same as Canada, Germany, etc. All right, going in it there. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would appreciate a like, and drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and we'll continue the conversation there. Hope you have a great night. It's Rod with Pow Group. Oh, there's also the U.S. VP presidential debate tonight. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. All right, have a great night, and we'll talk to you on the next video.